That's too dark. All right. So we're gonna shoot this one more time. What's up, guys? I am in Connecticut at my parents' house and just helping them clean up because they are selling the house and moving. It's been a bit of an emotionally draining weekend, but it's all right. We're making some progress, and I got them a dumpster rental, which I was able to then help them clean out some of the stuff that they've been stuck with, kind of cleaning out and moving and making decisions on things. So it's been tough, not gonna lie. So they are also getting divorced in the process, which adds a whole new element of difficulty to this whole thing. So that's been a lot, and it's been difficult to manage that and then manage the move and the clean out and everything. So everybody's sort of just doing the best they can, but it's definitely not easy. So I'm just sort of trying to put something together for myself and just to sort of document this whole process and, capturing the house that I grew up in, essentially. But so the video is going to be kind of all over the place, but I hope you guys enjoy something. This is sort of for me, but I wanted to put it out there anyway. But
okay, we're going to introduce you, Brian. Oh, this is Brian Rubel.
Okay, hold on, let me zoom in.
That is me as a 12-day-old baby, and that's
okay, and
my
here's Grandma
Mima.
Now, what do you think about all this baby stuff, Grandma?
Oh, he's precious.
And this is the cat.
I think it's safe to say I got my photo and video
This is the
obsession
queen.
from my dad. Gales Ferry, Connecticut. This is where it all started, and this is where it's all ending. I've probably sat down at least 7 or 8 times trying to get this video edited, but it's been emotionally draining and kind of emotionally taxing to edit. But I think we finally got something that I'm happy with. My ND filter is frozen. Damn, I love this 2400. That is slick. So just kind of getting some B-roll. Sitting down to put this whole thing together, I didn't really have any idea of where I wanted it to go, but it sort of just developed into a sort of time capsule of the past 3 decades at this house. Something I can look back on, something I can show to my kids or their kids when they get older. It's pretty sturdy, heavy duty. Oh. I don't think anyone really knows or realizes how much stuff they accumulate over 3 or 4 decades of living in a space. But when you're going through every square inch of a space and finding things that you had long forgotten about, there's just so many feelings associated with that. And it was every time you turned a corner, there was something else and a kind of a new memory that was unlocked, essentially. Hey. What's up, everybody? I'm not cold. This guy from Andy's shop. My old room, and I can green screen anything into the room, but I'm also gonna be green. No, I think it's not gonna work because I'll be green too. But maybe it would work. And that's at 1.4, I think. So, ooh, I'm stupid yellow. It's freezing outside. I've walked into this kitchen probably hundreds, if not thousands of times throughout my life, and making something in here, whether it be a family dinner or party, there were so many things in this space that happened, and being in that space sort of for the last time doesn't really affect you until you realize that it's no longer accessible and it's not a place you can go to anymore. Good. Ready? That's Mr. McNulton to you, Nuckies. Nice. Right here is where it all started. Oh my lord, what a weird time to be alive. All the way down here. Let's see if I can get a picture. So that's about, I don't even know if this is going to be picking up anything on it. It's automatic, so it's the Agfa Optima 1035. It's a little pocket camera I picked up at Norwich Camera Company from my buddy Andy. And I like it because it's super compact, it's pocketable, and it's just kind of just throws, you can throw film at it and it'll just run it through. There we go. So we just got back from doing some errands, and yeah.
We were trying to test the fire alarms and they don't work.
Oh no.
That's why I was saying I should test them.
You're hungry? So I'm loading up the car with the Legos, and then I'm gonna sell those this morning. So yeah. Gonna load up the last of the Legos, and then head up to Norwich to drop off the Legos. Start loading up stuff into the dumpster. Legos are loaded up, I gotta move the cars and then load up the cans because we're gonna return probably 4 different large trash bags of soda cans. So, when I was a kid, I would set up these elaborate Christmas light displays in the front yard, and that was always something that I really enjoyed doing. So having to throw out some of those was definitely difficult. My dad and I were hanging out, trying to get rid of some of his old windsurfing gear, which was definitely sad to see go because that's something that he's always done since I was a kid, and you know, having to kind of get rid of it sort of marked a chapter close for his life and for mine as well in some ways. This was actually kind of a funny story. My dad and I spent about an hour trying to fix the furnace that we thought was broken, and taking apart panels and going through different electrical lines, only to find out that the emergency shutoff switch had accidentally been turned off. This is the house that I came home to when I was born, and the same house that my son came home to when he was born, and now this space will be home for a new family to make their own memories in. I've been making videos ever since I can remember, and the house always provided a backdrop and almost was a character in and of itself. In fact, a lot of what I do now in my filmmaking and photography career kind of started at this house, and just the countless hours spent sort of by myself learning how to edit and experimenting with cameras. I feel like I sort of owe a lot of what I have now today to this house and to the time that I had there, enabling me to do what I get to do today. This space was a focal point of almost everything I've done up to this point. Getting to just sit down with my dad in the morning and have a cup of coffee and reminisce over things was really special to me to have this moment. Oh yeah, it's not muddy on the gravel over here. I found over the years that video has been therapeutic for me, and I think this has been no different in helping me get through this part of my life. Just taking a walk down stomping grounds.
I used to come down here all the time. It was just a 30-second walk from my house and watch the sunset or just reminisce. It was always kind of a tranquil spot for me to go.
That. Wow. Nice.
I think the hardest part of this experience for me has been having to say goodbye to so many things, so many memories. It feels as though I've sort of lost a part of myself, a part that was deeply ingrained into this space, and now I'm sort of mourning the loss of that part. Even though it may just be a house, it was my home. And now it will house new memories for those who call it home.
You have pizza inside, honey. We should eat something. Woo, boy.
I've learned a lot about myself over the past 30 or so years, and it's gotten easier to make peace with things that are upsetting or frustrating in life. And I think that's part of growing up, and I think that's part of growing as a person and as a human being, that you realize some of the maybe negative experiences that you have aren't negative in a way, and they kind of just shape you into who you are.
He said he could see it, but it's not. It's a wire.
Life, in an essence, is what you make of it and how you choose to let things affect you. This is something that's been immensely difficult, but I've grown a lot from this experience at the same time. And I think this quote really reflects that. Every struggle carves strength into your soul. Don't look back in fear. Walk forward with purpose, for the storm prepared you for the sunrise.
I don't even know if anyone's going to be watching this still at this point, but if you've gotten through this whole thing, I really appreciate you watching. Like I said, it's not anything that I've sort of put together for anyone, but it was more of a passion project I'm doing for myself, and you know, if you got something out of it, that's great. And maybe you're going through something similar, and you know, you can find some peace in sharing an experience like this. But I'm going to sign out from the last time at Ridge Road, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Mourning the loss of my childhood home feels like grieving a part of myself. It was the backdrop to every milestone, every quiet moment, every piece of who I was becoming. Letting it go wasn't just about bricks and wood. It was saying goodbye to the echoes of laughter in the hallway, the worn-out steps we ran up 1,000 times, the place that held us through joy and sorrow. Even though it's gone, I still carry it with me in dreams, in memories, in the ache that surfaces when I think of a place that no longer belongs to me, yet will always feel like home.